Continuing on, part two of the video here. Um, I finished up talking about cross training. Um, just a couple examples here. As you can see, just uh, the stat program on the computer there on the picture on the left. Um, and then also a different program here on the right with the swimming, which is completely different, and have to kind of learn different sports, different programs for different sports, um, and actually, as kind of a aside on the swimming on the right here, um, we actually ran into a pretty large issue because people were not properly cross trained on the swimming program and caused the meet to start about half an hour late. Coaches were very upset. So that was an example of, you know, a small department kind of being a disadvantage because there wasn't somebody that was already specifically trained on that, and the fact that the cross training did not happen properly um, ran into a very large issue. Finishing up with managerial style here, I talked before about how the different departments are interconnected, um, but there is no bureaucracy per se. Um, the communications department, as well as the other departments, kind of work on their own. There's not somebody, the athletic director or the senior athletic director um, of external affairs, not like hovering over them. They are kind of led or let to do um, their own thing because you know they are the experts on their own thing in what they do. Um, as far as maybe talking a little bit about a specific form of management, um, I would most likely liken it to contingency theory, kind of managing different depending on the situation. There's not one best way to manage. You just kind of adapt to your environment, um, and there's nothing that's going to be essentially the right fix for everyone. So you kind of have to manage everybody different. Um, and you know, just as an example, um, Ryan Pfeiffer, who is the acting athletic communications director, will, depending on the situation, he kind of lays back and lets his GAs and interns, um, write their own stories and such for the website, um, do what they want to do for updating the social media. But when it comes to like stats during a game, he's much more um, uh, much more upfront. I guess you would say he doesn't he's he's very involved in cannot allow for any mistakes essentially, just because any mistakes can, especially on the stats, can lead to having to go back and doing a lot of extra work. So, depending on the situation, he'll lay back a little bit and, kind of let you do your own thing, how you see best. But, like I said, when it comes to stats, he's very, very involved and will, step in immediately, um, and have to control the situation, as it were, in something like that. So, um, I would, as kind of maybe the last part of this, um, say that the organization does not have organizational citizenship behaviors, or OCBs. There's not really, staying late or coming in early, just because you're already staying late and coming in early just because it's a small department. You're not People aren't doing it because they want to. It's more because they have to. Like I said, just because you kind of have to be there for everything almost. Um, but I would also say, on the other hand, is there also is no counterproductive work behaviors. People are not trying to resist getting involved or anything. People like being involved. They know it's a lot of work, but you don't hear people complaining about it. They enjoy doing it, even though it can be stressful. It can be a little overwhelming at times, but people at the in the department generally do really like doing what they're doing, and everybody works very well together, and everybody tries to look out for each other and try to put out the best product that they can, essentially. So that pretty much wraps up my organizational analysis for the athletic communications department within the athletic department at the University of Northern Colorado. I hope this was informative, and I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.